Another reason why I'm making this video is I wanted to discuss this hat stretcher I have here. It's called the Ball Cap King. I got that off of eBay, off of Amazon. And the reason why I'm discussing it is I'm always on eBay looking for good deals, and I look at hats and different Filson products and dog stuff, and you can get really good deals on stuff on there sometimes. And I came across this Wigens cap. I wear a size 58, and it was a 57, but the cap was dirt cheap, and I was like, oh, it's just a size off. And I knew, because I've had this for a long time, and I've used it to stretch several caps, that I could easily stretch this cap up one size. I mean, I could probably stretch it up 2, maybe 3 sizes if I did it nice and slow over a period of a couple of days. But these hat stretchers are really awesome. If you ever need to stretch a cap, I'll show you how it works. Oh, and the reason why this particular one, you see, it has 2 different sizes. It has a big end and a small end, and that's because you can use this big end for flat bill caps. You know, to keep the bill flat, you put this up towards the front of the bill, and for a curved bill cap, you put this end up. And one of the nice things about this hat stretcher compared, I mean, there are lots of different ones that are very similar in this. This one is really heavy duty. This thing here is very thick, and some of them they're kind of flimsy, and you have to use a wrench. And yeah, I really like this one, and I've used it on many caps. And I'm just going to install it in this one here so I can show you how it works. So what you do is you would center it in your cap like that, and then you just sit and you turn this thing, and it stretches these 2 things apart, and you do it till it's tight, and you let it sit there. Now, if you read the recommendations on you get with the thing, it tells you to let it sit overnight. Don't do that. If you stretch it too much, you're kind of screwed, you know. I mean, then you have to reshrink it. And so I stretch it till it gets a little tight, and I'll let it sit for 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes, and then I take it off and I put it on my head, and you'll notice it'll be loose, and I'll just wear it for a bit, and the cap will slowly kind of stretch back to your head, and after a little while it might start to get tight again, and then you just go through the process again, and you just do that over and over again. Do it till it gets tight, let it sit 5-10 minutes, take it off, put the cap on and wear it, and then just let it slowly shrink and form to your head. And you know, sometimes it only takes doing that once or twice. Sometimes I have to do it a few times over a period of a couple of days. But again, doing it that slow method, you guarantee that you're not going to overstretch the cap, you know. But these things are super effective. If you're somebody who has a lot of caps, or you buy a lot of caps, you know that sizing can fluctuate a little bit. Some will come a little tight, some will come a little loose, and it's always better if you get a cap that's a little tight, because it's much easier to stretch a cap than it is to shrink a cap. And so when I came across this Wigens cap on eBay, and I saw it was a 57 and not a 58, that was almost a good thing, because I knew, again, it would be much easier for me to stretch it and get it to perfectly fit my head than you know, having to shrink it down. And I do have videos on how to shrink wool caps. It involves boiling some water, dipping the cap, not the brim, but the band in the upper part of the cap in the water for 5 minutes, and then I put it in the dryer and take it out and form it about every 15 minutes or so. And again, you can find more out about that on the video that I produced on that. But again, these hat stretchers for stretching hats are great. Often, if you're going to buy a cap used off of eBay, if you do have a hat stretcher, sometimes you're almost better off, I think, going a size down, because again, if you're buying a cap, you're not going to be able to return it, when you're buying it on eBay, and it's super easy to use this to shrink them or to stretch them. But again, this is my Magee from Wigens. It's one of my favorite caps. I really like this style of cap. Thanks for watching. Check out our merch store down below.